when you like go like all in trying to make that change, trying to make that shift, trying out that new idea, if people around you do not support that, it can really dampen your spirit, it can really discourage you, and sometimes it can cause you to have resentment towards people around you. It can even spoil your relationships. And hey everyone, welcome back to day 27 of 31 days life overhaul that I have been doing here on my channel for quite some while. We are about to wrap up this whole series, and once we're done with that, I will be posting videos thrice a week. I'm thinking of doing one vlog per week, so stay tuned. Lots of good stuff coming your way. Now, since we are talking about life overhaul, we have to consider all areas of our lives. Okay, so we have been talking about a lot of things: your goal setting, your planning, your self-awareness, lifestyle practices, so that you can be more mindful, and the importance of having a morning routine, a fitness routine, and there's so many things that I have talked about in this whole series. Okay, and the idea is that you just become more aware of how you are living your everyday life, and you can just look into different areas of your life and just figure out what's missing, where do you need to make a change. Okay, or maybe an area of your life that you have been neglecting, or maybe certain things that you might not have paid attention to. So that's the whole objective of this whole series. Okay, and just in case if you have missed watching previous videos, I'll link the playlist in the description box so you can check that out. So today we are going to talk about your inner circle. Okay, the impact it might be having on your life and you might not be aware of it. Okay, so people who are close to you, relationships that play an important part in your life, your partner, your spouse, your parents, okay, your close friends, they heavily influence your thought process, how you set your goals, how you handle different situations in your life, your perspective on your life, and like how you look at yourself. Okay, again, this influence can be good, positive, or this influence can be negative or bad as well. Okay, but we are not talking about like fixing people who are in your inner circle, and we are not even judging people who is good, who is bad. We are not doing that kind of stuff. The whole objective of this life overhaul series is to do a little reset, and that definitely involves changing a lot of things in your life. It involves your mindset, your perspective, your daily routines, and how you look at things, and how you handle your relationships and your everyday life. Okay, so if we are talking about a life reset kind of thing, then we will want to change certain things around us. And when we want to bring any sort of change in our lives, it's going to shake people up who are around you. Okay, it can make them uncomfortable or maybe even irritated or mad at you, like depends on the kind of change you are making and the kind of relationship dynamic you have with people in your inner circle. So what I want you to understand here is that whenever you are trying to make some sort of improvement in your life, or you are trying to make some sort of change in your life, the most common human reaction is to seek support, or maybe cooperation, or maybe even validation from people around you. Okay, especially people who are in your inner circle. So first I want you to understand is that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, so if you're trying to let's say change a job, or you're not happy in your like current career path, you want to shift that, or you want to incorporate healthy eating in your life, so you might look towards people who are around you. You might discuss it with them, you might want them to adjust with like your routine. Let's say your family members who you are living with, they might not be comfortable with the changes that you want to make. Okay, and sometimes in situations like this, if those people do not accommodate, and it happens like most of the times when you would want to make a change, the people around you may feel uncomfortable, and you have to get comfortable with this fact. Okay, it does not mean they don't love you, it does not mean that they don't want to support you, it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. Okay, it's absolutely not like that. And secondly, it's okay to have expectations from people around you, but when you don't get that support, when you don't don't get that cooperation, when you don't get that validation, then you cannot afford to be discouraged. Okay, so you have to work on your reasoning here, because the people around you, they cannot see your vision, they cannot see your plan, they cannot see that higher version of you that you have in your mind that you want to work towards. They cannot see it, and sometimes they can judge you. Okay, and I want to warn you on that. They can judge you, and when they judge you, it's not like that they don't trust you or they don't trust your capabilities and stuff like that. It's just that their measuring meter is bugged. So you need to have an open mind and understand that their measuring meter is based on the success they have achieved, or maybe it's based on the levels of success that you have achieved till now, or it may be based on the disappointments or frustrations or failures they have faced in their lives, and maybe they want to keep you safe. Okay, maybe they just don't want to see you like being uncomfortable, and sometimes it's, I mean, in fact most of times it's out of love and care, but those things can lead you to have self-doubt. Okay, in situations like these, understand that even if you are not receiving that validation, even if you are not receiving that support, it's perfectly okay. You have to look at your loved ones, people in your inner circle, with compassion. You have to understand that they cannot like comprehend that version of you that you only know is possible. Okay, so for some time you may have to walk alone, for some time you may not have people who can listen to or who can support you, and if you need like their cooperation, you have to be polite, you have to be patient. Okay, and you cannot react, okay, or like take it negatively when they don't understand your perspective. All you can do is to just like talk to them like with that compassion and have confidence in yourself, because people can only show confidence in you when you show confidence in yourself. And if you get some support, great. If you can get the cooperation, great. But if you don't, you cannot be discouraged. And another important thing that I want to talk about is when it comes to validation. It's perfectly fine to validate your ideas with people who are in your inner circle. Okay, those are the first people we go to when we have an idea, or we maybe we're going through something and we just want someone to validate that. Okay, but before you go and seek suggestion or advice on something, whatever your idea is or whatever is that you are feeling, just learn to sit with that idea and that feeling and just reflect on that. Okay, try to figure out your own thoughts, your own feelings about that idea, that situation, or like whatever is bothering you, so that you are clear and confident on what you feel. Okay, now once you do that, you can go and ask like opinions and suggestions of other people. And let me tell you what will happen. If deep inside like yourself you're confident about your idea, or like whatever is that you're pursuing, or whatever change you want to bring in your life, like whatever is that you're working on, if you are like deep down confident about it, when you talk about it like with other people, most of the times you will get a positive validation. And even if you don't get it, you will know in your heart that this is what I want to do and I'm right, no matter if I get the validation or not. But if you have an idea, or if there's a change that you want to make in your life and you have not really like thought about it, if you have not like spent time with yourself and just thought everything about it, the ins and outs or what you want to do, and you just go to other people with that self-doubt, most of the times you are going to get that negative validation. I mean, if you yourself are doubting your intentions or what you want to do or your ideas, people around you are going to validate that negative thought or that doubt that you have. This is actually a psychological phenomena. Okay, so whenever you are trying to make a change, whenever you're trying to level up, whenever you are trying to do something different, something new, like in any area of your life, first of all be very careful about like who you choose to talk to about that thing. Before you go and share your idea or whatever is that, sit with yourself and ask yourself, do I really need a feedback? Do I really need a suggestion? Do I really need to validate this idea or this thing that's going in my mind with that person? Or if that person is the right one who can actually understand this, because sometimes we try to validate our ideas or try to validate our thought process with people who cannot actually understand it, because maybe they have never gone through something like that. Maybe it's out of like their scope of understanding for some reason, and you have to be comfortable with people not responding positively when you want to make a change, when you want to make a shift. It should not discourage you. That's the whole point, because when you like go like all in trying to make that change, trying to make that shift, trying out that new idea, if people around you do not support that, it can really dampen your spirit. It can really discourage you, and sometimes it can cause you to have resentment towards people around you. It can even spoil your relationships, and I have seen it happening for a lot of people, trust me on that. So that is why I want to tell you this, that first, you do not have to be discouraged. You have to approach your loved ones with that feeling of compassion. You have to understand that they cannot really comprehend your vision. If they can do, I mean, that's amazing. Most of the times they cannot, or most of the times you have to reach to a certain level in whatever you are doing, so that they can actually have a glimpse of, okay, yes, this is possible for this person. So that's what I want you to do today. Just list down the changes that you want to make in your life. You don't have to list like 100 changes. Maybe just write 1 or 2 or 3, and just write down like for you to make that particular change, whose support or help or cooperation you might need, okay, from your inner circle. And you have to take them on board, especially if it's your partner, it's your spouse, or your parents, like people who may have an impact when you are making that change. Okay, you have to communicate with them that this is what I want to do, I need your cooperation. But again, if you are not confident in what you want to do, or let me rephrase it, if you are not determined about making that change, they will sense it. Okay, that's just energy. Okay, so you have to like communicate with them. You can ask for cooperation, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, if they can cooperate, great. If not, then you have to find your own way. The whole idea behind this series is that you can just have an opportunity to level up in your life. So as I said in the beginning of the video, that I'm just trying to bring you awareness on different areas of your life, because it's not just one thing that contributes to your success. It's not just one thing that contributes to your happiness. It's not just one thing that contributes to your growth, your fulfillment. There are different areas, different aspects of your life that you cannot actually ignore. Some may need more attention, some may need less attention, but anyhow, they all need attention. Okay, you have to be more intentional with your life. Don't get intimidated by terms like mindfulness and intentional living. It's just the basic concept. It's just that we have not been taught about all these things in school. We have not been taught about all these things while growing up. That's why they sound a little alien, they sound like a little too much or a little hyped, I would say. But I have tried to make a huge shift in my own life. I have seen the impact. I have like seen the impact of these things in lives of my clients. I have seen the impact of making these subtle changes and shifts in lives of people who are close to me, who are my friends even. So I want you to just be more intentional and see how it works for you. And if you have any doubts, if there's anything you did not understand, if there's anything you need more clarity on, then feel free to drop a little comment down below or connect with me on Instagram. We can have a quick chat. And if you need any personal guidance with leveling up your life or creating systems in your life and stuff like that, then I want you to know that I'm a professional life coach. So you can also book a free 30-minute discovery call with me, and I can get you started. I can help you sort your problems. So if you found this video helpful, give it a little thumbs up, share it with your loved ones, and if you haven't already, click subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Sending you love, light and good vibes. Bye bye.